What's going on, Coach? What's going on, folks? This is Coach Marcus Pro Fan Talk, and if you're like me, everybody's watching the Cleveland Browns game. Everybody's waiting to see what Shedeur Sanders was going to do, and boy, did he show up! He showed up and some. And while I was watching this game, to me, it was I've been a Shedeur fan since he came out of Colorado. Yes, he had his quirks. Yes, he had his warts. But he's doing the same thing now that he did in Colorado. I've already seen a couple plays. He had to scramble out. He's not the fastest guy. He definitely did not inherit his father's speed, but he's got enough speed to get himself out of bad situations. He scrambled one play too long and ended up catching the sack because he didn't get rid of the ball. He had another play where he did scramble and got rid of the ball. And then he had another one where he just ran and ended up getting a 2-yard loss when he could have thrown the ball away. So he's still got some things to learn. However, the boy was balling tonight. Put the ball in the end zone, led the field, led the offense. And here's one thing, man. Let me peep y'all in on a little bit of game. Whenever a quarterback scores a touchdown, or anybody for that matter, whenever they score a touchdown, watch how they celebrate. Watch the offensive linemen, watch the skill positions, running back and wide receivers, and you watch the guy in the end zone. And when Shedeur Sanders threw those touchdowns, watch how all of the offensive linemen went over to him, gave him the head knock, dapped him up, and as they all went into the end zone to celebrate with whoever it was that caught the touchdown. Now, that's a small thing. That's a little thing. But the reason why I watched that is because I want to see how the offensive linemen interact with the leader of the show at that particular moment, because that means a lot. Because I have seen situations where quarterback throws a good pass, good looking touchdown, ESPN worthy highlight play, and then all the linemen immediately go to the end zone and they barely acknowledge the quarterback. It doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen where you just don't like the guy or he just ain't got it. Just because you are a talent doesn't necessarily mean you are a leader. And even if you are a leader, doesn't necessarily mean you are a leader of men. Because now you, with the elite of the elite, you at the top 1% of your class. So everybody has got to be an alpha. And there are some quarterbacks that aren't. So great showing by Shedeur Sanders. That I think the Browns were putting him in a compromising position by putting him out there, letting him start, and he not having a lot of reps. Not really. Could they have done better with that? Probably so, but they trying to treat him like he's still a 5th-round draft pick. That's what happened with 5th-round draft picks. That's what happens with undrafted free agents. They the low man on the totem pole. Even when Shedeur Sanders was not supposed to go in the 5th round, even though Shedeur Sanders is better than Dylan Gabriel and probably Kenny Pickett, even though that, you still got to go through the process. Is it fair? No. But the NFL isn't fair. Playing the pro game is not fair. Pro sports is nasty and ugly, and you got to learn how to play the game, and the game ain't fair. I say that all the time. It is what it is. You know what you signing up for when you put your name in a draft and they invite you to the combine camp. You know what you signed up for. But having said all of that, Shedeur Sanders got on the field, led the team down the field, got his passes off on target, on time, with people in his face, with defense in his face, just like he did at Colorado. Exactly like he did at Colorado. And like I said before, yes, he's got some warts. Obviously, he's got things to work out. But you got to think about it like this. If Shedeur Sanders would have came into this game against Carolina and laid a stinker, everybody would have been super quick to tell you how much of you just don't have it. They gave him a shot and he just couldn't get it done. Maybe the same for him. Maybe better luck next time. Maybe he'll make the team. All of that type of stuff. Now the conversation is how far they gonna move him up on a depth chart. So yes, it's one preseason game. So pump the brakes a little bit. It's just one preseason game. Nobody has had time to game plan him. You don't know his strengths and his weaknesses. None of that. First preseason game. However, if he would have stunk it up, everybody and their mother would have let him know. That'd have been the biggest thing on SportsCenter tomorrow. But he played with confidence. He played with poise. He played with a little bravado, showing the watch. I ain't got no problem with that. If you play it right and you do your thing, talk your talk. Talk your talk. But your play got to back it up. And that's exactly what happened.